Thanks for joining us and clicking on our faces. This is a little behind the scenes, knowledge, but every time we play the intro, I look straight at Stephanie O because she got the biggest smile on her face. And it is so cute. But here we are again to discuss the third installment of the ACOTAR series. We are on A Court of Wings and Ruin. And it's just building up on the lot of world building here. Seems like an expansion of what we've had so far. But let's hop straight into it, ladies. In the beginning, we have the last book ended on like kind of like a cliffhanger, if you will. It was like very like, oh snap, what's about to happen next? She's going undercover in the spring court, trying to take down Tamlin from inside the house. And it opened in that fashion. It was like immediately, like moments after, I want to say, or at least like maybe within the week of the last book. We're in the second book. And of course, if you're watching, drink your wine, as I'm about to do right now. And she's infiltrated everything, and she's under the guise of she was forced against her will to leave the spring court, and that she was mistreated. And the night court, she doesn't have any feelings for Rhysand, in this lie that she's coming up with in order to get intel on the spring court and their alliance with what's a boy, I forget his name, Big Bad. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The dude who
Hybern.
Yeah. Wait, no. The guy.
Hybern. His name is Hybern? They don't call him Hybern?
Is it
the
Hybern?
King of Hybern? No, I don't know if I know his name.
Yeah, he's the king of Hybern. But anyway, that guy. So it was during this beginning of the book, right, that there was this scene that I was like, oh snap. It was with our girl with the tree bark skin has returned, Alice. And I missed Alice in the last book. I felt like she wasn't there at all, I don't believe, or at the very, very beginning. So it was nice to see her. But Alice got a little trick up her bag. She said, hold on, bitch. I know you're lying. I was there when you left. So you ain't about to pull no wool over my eyes, right? And I was thinking, hold on, is Alice really about to, get, buck with her? Like, what's about to happen? Is she about to blackmail her? Like, what's up? And she was just kind of trying to put the pressure on, put the heat on her to protect her nephews, because, she's taking care of those kids. And what did you guys think of that part of the book?
First of all, Alice gonna do whatever it takes to protect her babies. So whether that's coming at Farrah, Tamlin, any given Sunday. I also, like you said, appreciated that she was like, I'm the one that sent you away. So I know what's going on here. And I get it. You're not going to come clean to me, and you don't have to, but just leave mine alone. Just leave me and mine alone. Do what you got to. I see you and all that. And I'm just like, I'm protecting you to a point. But don't come for me unless I send for you. So I respect Alice for that. She stood on business with that. And Farrah knew what time it was. Farrah don't want to smoke with Alice for real. So she's not bothering her at all. No.
Alice definitely about that life. I get the vibe.
For them kids, how mothers are. Like, you can do anything, but as soon as you come at them kids, and they her sister that died. No.
She's a survivor.
Right. And by any means, she gonna survive.
Yes. So, what about you, Danny? So, what do you think about that part of the book?
I gotta tell you, a lot of that book was not memorable for me, including that conversation.
Damn.
Like the best part was just like how tactical she was about kind of bringing down everything and turning everybody against her. Her timing was perfect. How she was like creating like this discourse between Tamlin and Lucian with that one part in the room where she pretended to have a nightmare, the fact that Tamlin was coming so that he would catch them embracing one another. And she
Yes.
just kept doing stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? I was right for saying that she was the villain, but I like her now. She's
What?
so smart for coming from literally nothing and just basically being a child to being able to like outmaneuver and outplot beings that are hundreds of years old. So
That's
good for her. Good for her.
annoying to
But
me because
that was probably the only best that's the best part of the book for me when she was actually in the spring court. And after that I was just like coasting. Coasting along.
the fact that she's okay. Well, a couple things. That scene with Lucian was spectacular. Even with the music when they had in the background, it was like giving very much Death Note. Like, oh yes, my plan is coming together. Right. I was like, okay, yeah, all right, definitely the villain, right? But the fact that she's portrayed as suddenly this damn evil genius, I cannot stand it. I don't like
Right.
it.
I'm not that
I
smart.
cannot. Thank you. She's
She's
never
not.
been that smart.
And she only
Never.
using sex. She just selling sex. What my friend be saying, that's the oldest profession.
Right.
You ain't selling nothing
Tooting
new.
out here tooting in the courts.
Right. Give me a hug.
Right. I
Girl.
don't like it. And
Me
keep in
neither.
mind, these fairies are hundreds of years old. They've seen it all. You want me to believe this goddamn 19-year-old pharaoh or however the fuck old she is about to be outsmarting everybody all
Right.
these hundreds of years?
Well, all she do is kill worms and break curses. Now you like
Right.
a war strategist? Reese
Mm-hmm.
was probably what they didn't tell us is Reese was probably sending stuff down the bond, like do this, do that. She's not that bright.
Speak on
She
it.
just know how to hunt, shoot some bow and arrows. Like those type of people not at the war table coming up with these mastermind strategies of how to bring down lords of the spring court and their best
Right.
friends. Like
And then later in the book, she was trying to get Buck and like throw her little title around on folks. Like, ma'am, you just got here. We don't even know you like that, ma'am.
just got this title. This
Right.
is a real title. No one has had this title ever. So what's up? What? Yeah, I'd liked her less. I must admit, I enjoyed the way they created the stuff she was doing, but I don't like her anymore than I did at the end of the last. I don't like her. I don't. I don't like that
That's
lady.
so funny that now that I like her, you don't like her. We just kind of made that switch, and she definitely had like like a hard switch in her personality between the last book and between this one. And there was something that she said, and I wish I could remember, but I was like, she sounds just like Rhysand, the way that she said it and everything, even the way that like her delivery in it. I was like, that's exact as if her and the guy that played Rhysand were like spending all this time together and they started kind of picking up on each other's like little nuances and stuff like that. And I was like, she sounds just like Rhysand when she said that. So I was like, it makes sense that maybe some behind the scenes stuff happened that they didn't bother mentioning that she picked up on, which makes her so cunning now. You're not gonna spend all that time with him and not pick up some of that. But yeah, for her to be competing with beings hundreds of years old, it's kind of like, where's the disadvantage?
I don't know. I
Could
don't know
it
about this.
also be with the bond snapping in a place it unlocked? Maybe that's the angle. It unlocked a part of her mind that has been suppressed because she wasn't with her mate. Maybe that's the angle that folks haven't, because I never thought about that. But you're right. Maybe because they are like one, he has now become a part of her or unlocked that part. Like she may have unlocked a part of him. I don't know.
I think we're just inserting reason where there is none. It's just bad writing. If we got to do all of this, maybe it's this, maybe no, because it wasn't never built on or even implied. It's just, oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's exactly the reason.
Ma'am, there is room for interpretation. I think that's the point of art. It is
see, right?
subjective.
Is it interpretation or is it inserting plot where there is none? That's what I want to know.
I think that's what makes a good story. And that's why Harry Potter, you were able to build off of that so much. That's why you have Hermione over here with Draco Malfoy, which I never
Woo!
Never would
Ever.
have seen coming.
Wait,
But subjective interpretations, that is what makes a good story.
we ain't comparing this book to Harry Potter. I refuse. For
Why?
what? Are
Why?
you kidding
This book is just as intricate as Harry Potter. If you're not paying attention, by the time you get to the last book, you're not going to be following what's going on. You got to pay. And Harry
This
Potter was the
book,
same way. It all weaves together. Those are the best stories.
this book is just as intricate as Harry Potter.
Are you not seeing the amount of detail she's putting into each of the everything is so just intricate, detail.
Are you insane? The amount of world building in Harry Potter is it's this book could never. I don't even know how we even got to this point in the conversation. This how dare.
I was
saying
just
it's
telling you
better.
how side stories are born. That's all.
I'm not saying
I
it's better than Harry
cannot.
Potter, but I can see the comparison.
Okay.
Y'all in here tripping tonight. Y'all drinking tonight too? What the hell is going on here? What did I miss?
The further you get along, I hope you'll see what I'm seeing. Because, like I said, I've seen so much come to life. For the record, for those watching, I'm on the final part, part 2 of the final book.
Okay.
There's so much that has happened that had I not been paying attention, none of it would make sense. You know, even the characters, I needed to really nail down all the characters so I could follow all of their storylines. And that's what's really made it interesting, seeing all the other storylines and the budding storylines develop.
Okay.
So.
Maybe, okay, I'll give you grace considering you're so far ahead. Like you're damn near on the last book. I believe you are on the last book.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I will go ahead and disregard the comparison. Because maybe there's something there that I don't see as of yet. But for me, it's giving a cute little fantasy, you know, a little smasheroo, a little smut. That's what it is. It's fairy smut. She about to make her way through the courts, smashing all the fairies. We know what it is. We know why we're here, right? So.
Oh, I don't know if that's where we're going anymore. Because now actually, I don't know if it was fan art or what, but I got to stay off of Instagram because I saw some spoilers and I said,
okay.
So I don't know. I'm not gonna say it here, but I don't know. I don't know where it's gonna go anymore. I don't see her like, jumping from court to court and having her little flings with them. The way that she's going with Rhysand right now, it would have to be something. Just like I thought that Tamlin would have some kind of redemption. He did not. They just made him worse. Like they made it clear that he does not care about anybody. And that's why it was so easy for her to go in there within a month and turn all his people against him. Because he was always like that.
Character assassination of Tamlin. Justice for Tamlin. I will say that on chapter or part 6, there is a scene between Farah and Cassian and some dialogue that had me thinking, hold on. Is she really about to smash the crew? Like, what's going on? Because they were training. But I'll speak about this, but I have one thing that I also wanted to address. But they were training. And he was like, oh, yeah, I wish, what's his name? Rhysand would have told us that you were our queen. And she was like, why? What difference does it make? Yeah, why? Given very much Bella Swan. Right? And he was like, well, where you were just his mate, you were Rhysand's, but now you're all of ours, mine and da-da-da. I'm like, hold on, they really about to pass this chick around for facts. She's about to be passed and smashed.
That is not what he meant.
That is what he meant.
They meant like mine, like you are ours to protect because you are the Lord. Just like they consider Rhysand to be theirs.
Exactly.
No,
their leader.
No, he did it.
Their Lord.
He did it. The way it was very heavily implied that was like, oh yeah, you belong to me and him and Rhysand. That's what it was giving.
Not at all.
Yes,
she even said they were cute, but not as cute as Rhysand. She's mentioned that in the past. Like they handsome, but they ain't handsome. You know what I'm saying? So,
but any what is it? Any port will do in a storm. She about to just take them all down, whatever it takes.
This justice
No,
for
ma'am.
Farrah, and I
No,
don't even
ma'am.
like her. Justice for Farrah.
I'm telling you, I would not be
For
surprised.
real.
She already, trying, try her hand a little bit with Lucian. It was kind of for, to get a hand up, but it was also kind of there. Since book one, it was kind of there. Y'all know, y'all felt it. Y'all seen it.
It
But
has faded. It faded. I thought in the first book, like, but it faded. She don't want Lucian. Lucian is not on her level quietly. He batting out of his league with her respectfully. He not a big wig. He like a mid. He mid.
But this is another thing that I had an issue with in the book. As it was kind of, I guess, advertised via the last chapter of the first book the last book, excuse me. It was about to be this story of espionage, and we about to spend the whole time in the spring court, and she's out here, playing, both sides or whatever the case may be. She was in the goddamn spring court for about 3 business days and back to the goddamn night court so fast. I'm like, what intel did you get in these 3 goddamn business days that you were there? Not a goddamn thing, ma'am. You weren't fooling nobody. Literally every one of the servants saw through you. The only one who ain't see was Tamlin because he's so smitten. And then when we found out that all of Tamlin's servants and everything know that Farrah ain't shit, but he the only one who ain't see, and ain't nobody tell this man.
That goes to tell you how he treated his court. I mean, and because the servants know everything. The people that know where the bodies are buried are the people you drop your tissue on the ground and say pick it up to. They know the secrets. So
I guess, yeah.
And she was there a while, but they also you remember Rhiannon were like, you need to get out of there. It's not safe. You need to get out of there. So they weren't wanting her to stay there but so long anyway, because the longer she stayed, because his scent was still on her.
I guess. Yeah, she only that was the excuse given why she only was there for a half of a week.
It was like a month or 2, wasn't it? Didn't they say?
Was it?
I believe so.
I think it was like a month.
Yeah, she was there.
She was there for like a month.
That count was done by the end of chapter 1. That bitch was back in the goddamn night. I'm like, we were sold a lie. This is all, fantasies and falsehoods.
You aren't even talking about the true villain of book 1. What about Ianthe? You ain't said nothing about crazy Ianthe.
Who the hell is
Ianthe got what was coming to her, and I am so glad. Smash up them little fingers.
Listen.
Who can stand her?
Listen, Ianthe's a predator. She reminds me of a person who should be on the list. Those lists they have of who in your neighborhood, that's Ianthe.
Hey, thanks for watching. So we are actually discussing a book by the name of a Court of Wings and Roses. There's the cover to the far, maybe your right, my left. So yeah, thanks for joining us. But yeah, so far again, this is we're listening to the book via Audible, and it breaks it down into 3 parts. So we finished part 1.
Dramatized version. Remember,
dramatized version.
Listen to the AI version.
See more courts. Not only have we seen the spring court, the night court, the summer court, we were also introduced officially to the autumn court in this book. And this is where Lucian has, born and raised, or whatever the case may be. And I was like, okay, I'm feeling the vibe. Like it's, this woodsy, colorful, area, giving very much, in the heart of Ireland somewhere. I imagined it. And when we met his brothers, I was intrigued. I was like, okay, we're going on a little bit of a fantasy adventure here. We're in the woods, we're in the mountains, we're in the snow. I like that. And again, there was this kind of chemistry between Lucian and Farrah. But as soon as she gets around another man, she loses the chemistry with the previous man. Have you noticed that? Because there was chemistry with her and Lucian. And as soon as, the other dudes come around, that chemistry leaves and she attaches on to the next one with chemistry. It's the thing that she does.
I already told you before that they were giving brother-sister vibes when I first got. He was like the annoying brother that was like kind of feeling her out. And she's like, well, F you, and then they had that kind of bickering thing, like going back and forth. Like we'll ride for each other, but you get on my nerves. Like that's
Right.
the vibe that I was
Right.
getting, and I'm
Yeah.
still kind of getting that. Like I don't like what you're doing. I don't like what you're doing, but I'm gonna protect you.
But I still right. Now I think when
Okay.
the first book for a second, I thought maybe they might play Lucian and Tamlin against each other, but then the more interactions they had, I too came to that. It's like, I don't agree with you. We're gonna agree to disagree, but we still got each other back at the end of the day. But I don't like what you're doing. But I don't like what you're doing. Well, I don't like what but it's like chips are down, bottom of the ninth, bases loaded. We
I
going,
think that's how she gets him though. I think because I feel like the same way with Cassian almost because Cassian is kind of mated to her sister Nesta, right?
You think she like cat? You really think
The
she
bond,
like
I told you the last part of the
girl?
first
She don't
it
want
was
no cat. Again,
she
we
was
gotta
looking
talk
at him.
about
She was like,
league.
oh, he kind of
He not in
that's
her
what she's
I
league.
can't wait. I can't wait to hear
that's
this part.
practically what she
I'm
said. She
gonna
was
call you
like, oh,
immediately.
He is not batting in her league. She
she
never
looked
been with
at
the low
him
level.
and was
Girl,
noting how fine he was.
justice for Farrah.
She-
I'm gonna get a t-shirt because this is terrible. Now she's being assassinated. Her character's being
That's
assassinated,
right.
and she and even I don't like her. She ain't doing all you saying she doing.
She said it. She said he was fine.
She said they all was fine, but she said but not as
Exactly.
fine as Rhysand. She said they all look good. They
The
got
only
it.
reason she was noting how they looked was for the reader.
And she
It's
don't
for
want
us,
them.
ma'am.
And that's what
How else
Megan
are
to do.
we
They was like,
gonna
oh, he's
like?
cute, but mine is
How else are we
better.
gonna fangirl over them if we don't know how fine they
Right.
are?
Keep in
Exactly.
mind, she said the same thing about Rhysand when he showed up in book one.
Because she was loyal to her man at first. So she was like, he's
Exactly.
cute, but mine's
Exactly.
better. But now that she with a new
Exactly.
man, he's cute, but mine is,
She
she
loyal to
sticks by her
Rhysand.
man.
She loyal to Rhysand for now. And then, she's about to explore her options.
Just so that people will continue reading. Lucian got a secret, Moore got a secret. I suspect as oh god, I always get his Cameron Azriel.
Yeah.
I suspect Azriel has a secret. Amron.
I want to know Nesta's power. That's what I want to know.
Get the book
For her
five.
for her to get the nod from Amron.
Get the book five.
I want to know
girl,
what she got going on.
Huh? Book 5 gets real live. It gets real. Whoa! Yeah.
I
want to know.
Book 5 is dedicated to Nesta, in my opinion. I feel like that's Nesta's book to really come forward for real.
Okay.
And she gets out of pocket. Nesta's going again. It's going to get crazy. Yeah.
Well, I gotta say, if they don't pick it back up soon, I'm not gonna make it because it's a little dry.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little dry now.
If y'all don't make it, then I can rattle them off. All the
deets. We'll sit around with the snacks. Just give us the highlights.
Well, thank you guys for joining us for this part 1 of A Court of Wings in Ruin. Excuse me. We will be continuing at least the reading of this particular book. We'll decide if we want to go on or not. Hopefully you'll be along for the ride either way. And join us when we next meet again to talk about the next half of book 3. And thank you guys for watching. Talk to you later. Goodbye. Bye. See ya. Where's the outro? There it is. No, it's not, but here's one.